what is the relevance of the name to an African man? Depending on the spirit. If somebody calls you a name, does it bear any spirituality? Does it bear any blessing? If somebody calls you a name, does it mean anything in your future? And that is why I want you to give a picture to the people to see why are we calling ourselves the names we don't know their source of origins. On that same.
Senoga, Semusu, Sengendo,
Like
Senjobe. So your energy is given back to
what about
you by
Timothy, Jackson?
Yes, it also arouses the energy and spirit of foundation or formation of that name. So the spirit that will arise in you being called Timothy will not give you the same freedom and liberty as the same name gives in you. So then you go to the meaning of the syllables. Senoga. Senoga itself comes from a Luganda word okunoga, to make sweeter, to make more concentrated, to make more clear. When you say, make it clear, please explain better. Nsaba okunoganya. Sukari anoze or sukari iyanoga. So somebody who makes things clearer, somebody who makes things more concentrated, somebody who makes things more amplified. So when I call myself Senoga, it behoves or it becomes of me to be that kind of essence in the world. I make things clear. I show people their way, and this is what I am doing as an African spiritualist. So when you really deny your name, you're denying your true essence, and you're breaking your connection from the 3 levels or the 4 levels of ancestry. You are your parents' children, you are your ancestors, relative, and you are your birth spirit or creation spirit's body, the body that reflects the ancestral spirit as it comes. And through that spirit to that great essence of being a non-being that you have decided to call a very short name, God.
You talked about something very interesting. You talked of Africans bearing names which are not 200 years old. 200 years old. It means our names are not way back from the 18th century. So from when I refer to the Bible, when Jesus Christ was born and when he died, they started 1 year, isn't it? So you don't have names from when they said 1 year up to 1,800 years. We don't bear names of that kind in Africa. We are only bearing names from is it?
The Arabs 1948.
Arabs 1948.
Christians 1897. 1848 and then 1897.
And we are so proud to have those names, and we don't know what is behind those names.
The name is the configurator of a person's essence in the world. The moment they give you a name, they've charted your path out for you. And it must be a path of continuity, continuing the steps your grandfather. So here, you're given a name that casts you on a path that is already being occupied by whoever Timothy was in the back, in the past. So you're going to find yourself in the air, rootless, going everywhere, without any protections. You fall ill, you get a lot of bad luck, and eventually you probably end up enslaved because, well, if you have no roots, you get taken away by the easiest wind that blows.
Oh, God. Okay, thank you very much. Viewers, this is TV Africa, and this is Foundation Africa program. We are always here on Saturday, and today we are talking about spirituality, identity, and new politics in Africa. I want to turn to Labanga. He said he doesn't like to be called Mr. because Mr. is something that he surely doesn't like, because I don't know for what reasons he's going to tell us. Mr. Labanga, Nelson, I want you to tell us about spirituality and healing. Spirituality. what is spirituality? How can an African man understand spirituality? We are lost in many spirits. We don't know, we don't have a spirit. And to my own believing, I think as Africans, we all belong to a certain sense of spirituality. So explain to us, you having made research, explain to us about spirituality and healing. Mr. Labanga.
Thank you very much. Well, let me start by saying that the way Africans practice spirituality is uniquely different than all others. It's uniquely different than all others. So therefore, you cannot have a foreign culture enter inside and then you practice it. Will condition you, it will cripple you. As
what foreign culture are you trying to mean exactly?
African spirituality is inclusive, meaning he experiences God and sees God everywhere and accepts everything as one. See, that's the inclusiveness of African spirituality. Others may come, but they are exclusive. They exclude many things. Let me give you an example. For example, when Christianity came here, I've seen it in the village, then suddenly they say that you may not use greens because herbs and greens is for the devils. So they refuse it. I mean, these things were made all by God. So how can it be exclusive? So that is against our African nature. We include everything. Therefore we see God everywhere. We can, I mean, not only, and for me, I studied the Bible in 81. And then after that, I started studying the Vedas. This is a very old scripture. It is written down in Sanskrit. It's a very, and these scriptures, they are more closer to African identity and nationality because there is a book called the Bhagavatam. There he speaks of what?
That is in the Bible?
It's in the Bhagavatam, the Veda. Veda.
Eastern spiritual.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Veda means knowledge.
Okay.
So there it is mentioned that God, in the whole universe, is a form of God. So what you speak of macro and micro, and they explain there that for example, the mountains, these are the bones of the body of God. The trees and the plants, these are the hair of the body. The rivers, these are the veins in the body. See, his movement is time. Opening and closing of the eye is so day and night.
Opening and closing of the eyes is day and night.
The sun and the moon are two eyes. So everything is explained. So this body which you have here, it is the micro representation of the macro body of God. For we and God is one in quality. Therefore, there is no difference. Everything you see in existence is also happening in this body. So that is African spirituality. That's African spirituality also. There's a book also called the Bhagavad Gita. There, Krishna is speaking to someone called Arjuna. Krishna means the beautiful black one. Krishna means black. And these old scriptures. Krishna.
Okay.
It's the same as Christ, but Christ is translated into Latin is Christo, and Christo in Sanskrit is Krishna. Means Krishna. So he's the Father. And there in that old scripture it is mentioned that this black man, Krishna, is the origin of all. He has a color. So there it is perfectly explained how he pervades everything. So we Africans, in African culture, they see God everywhere. And although they speak with the tree, but they put God in front. If they do any rituals, they put God always in front because everything is God. Although God is separate from them, but at the same time one. As Jaja has also mentioned, it started with the name. Of course, it is mentioned in the good book that in the beginning was what? The word, sound, name. And from that the flesh become manifested. So the name is very important.
In the beginning was the word. Name, sound,
It's a
manifestation.
word, it's sound. The name, in the beginning, they give it a name.
Yeah.
So and the name manifests everything. So, therefore, what we have in the Veda, this knowledge, is same as African knowledge. There it is the name ceremony, a birth ceremony, to accompany the giving the name. Because, as Jaja also mentioned, it's the continuance of your ancestor, of your predecessors.